Happy Wednesday. Bands are close by with your chair. We're going to roll those shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to bring that into our elbows. We're going to bring that into big arms, big sweeping arms. Let your chest stretch open. Let your elbows stretch open. Let your back get a stretch, and then leave them up. And imagine you're touching the ceiling. Pull it down, and then start to walk those feet out and take a little slow motion kind of reach. And then you're going to bring that in front and cross it over and pick up your pace. Then you're going to turn that into a step touch. We're going to bring our arms right here. I'm going to squeeze and squeeze. In a moment, we're going to take 2 steps to the left. In 4, 3, here you go. Good, stay here, step touch only, toe in front, still pulling back, warming up those shoulder muscles. Turn it into a knee lift, still pulling back, and then we'll bring it up and down. Then you're going to cross it up and over, twist at your waist. In a moment, we'll stay on the left and double time it. In 4, 3, 2, here you go. Last 2. Beautiful. Step touch. Bicep curl. In a moment, we'll go 2 to the left, 2 to the right. In 4, 3, here you go. Stay here, step touch only. Let's bring those arms right here and squeeze back, palms facing the ceiling this time as your toe taps forward. Knees up, press down. You can turn your palms the other way and get a little tricep action if you want. Up and over. Begin to rotate. Bring that knee across. And in a moment, we'll stay on the right and double time. 4, 3, 2, here you go. Last 2, and step touch only. Roll those shoulders again, maybe alternating them. Slow that little back to a step tap, sorry. Beautiful. Hands on your thighs, bend those knees, slide down. Let's round those shoulders and then extend them out. Round them and extend them one more time. We're going to round. We're going to extend that spine. Big deep breath in, bring it down. We're going to continue to warm up with an interesting little foot warm up. So you're going to take your band. I want you to put the arch of the left foot on the band, right? And then step back with your right foot. Bring the band sides into your opposite arms, and then bend that knee slightly. I want you to pull up so much on the right side that your arch rolls open, and then pull up on the opposite side so your arch caves in. Up, up. So you're rolling your foot with it, so you don't have a whole bunch of weight on the foot, otherwise your bones are just going to crack across there. But we're mobilizing the fascia in the bottom of your feet. You're welcome. We're warming it up, right? So look down and make sure as you pull on your band, the foot is also rotating, right? So we pronate, as that means that arch is dropping in, we supinate, arch drops the opposite, lifts up. And you may feel some sensation in your calf muscles, because this is not something we're used to doing. And then I want you to go rapid fire, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, bring it up. Take a moment. Compare your feet. Just see if they feel any different. If they feel any different, see if that translates at all of your shin, knee, hip, anything above that. All right. Woo! And now we'll step on that with our right foot. Step back. Tighten up your grip on those sides. Your spine, of course, is long and flat, right? Pull on the left side of your band to rotate the arch up, and then pull on the outside arch goes down, up and down. And shift your weight backwards so you don't have too much weight on the foot, so that you're not, working against yourself here. And then pick up that pace a little bit. And then speed it up. And relax. And then just take a moment. All right, so now those tootsies are so nice and warmed up. We're going to work them just a little bit. All we're going to do, feet are in parallel and together. Just have your band handy, because we're just going to start nice and easy. Calf raises. And then band is just going to be single for now. And it's between your thumb and your index finger, basically, so your fingers can stay long. And we're going to lift them up. Maybe we can get them up by our ears. And all I want you to do when you come up is pull out. And see if you can stick that balance for a moment. And when you come down, see if you can do it without plopping onto your heels. And if you want to, you can add a little bend of the elbow and bring that in front of your chest. So now we start working those lats a little bit, posture muscles, and this whole time we're just lifting and lowering through those calves. Good. This time I want you to come up on your tippy toes, bring your arms into that stick up position. I want you to do little pulls and pulses, And then I want you to match that, believe it or not, with a lift and a lower without your heel ever touching, but quick little movements, quick. So a lot of balance, a lot of stability here in the ankles. If one thing messes you up, let's let go of the arms and let those legs keep working, right? Bounce, as if you're jumping, right? Up, down, up and down. And relax for a moment. All right, continuing with those calves, now that we already, annoyed them a little bit. Let's come in and right leg, we're gonna bend it, right? And then we're gonna roll those heels off the ground and come back down. So I'm in a little squatty position with my right leg. So I'm feeling that quad, but now I'm lifting and lowering the heel so the calf is working too. Hopefully that makes some sense. I really hope it does, because my calf is telling me we're almost done. Last two, last one, roll all the way up, spin, and step back with that right foot that you just worked. Press the heel down, lunge into it, get a nice stretch through that calf. All that good work we did to start with, and now we tighten it back up again. Bend the knee, take it a little deeper, and then roll that up. And you're going to turn your toes in and press. And then bend that knee. That should feel really good. Roll up, turn the toes out and the heel in, but press the hip forward at the same time. Lunge. And then bend that knee. All right. Let's do the same thing on the left side. I guess you don't have to have your hand in your hand. All right, so right leg is extended, left knee bends till you feel that quad engage, and then you're gonna lift and lower that heel, right? So now we work that calf muscle. Keep that going. Oh yeah, be nice to your hand here. Last two and last one. Spin, step back with that left leg. Lunge forward on the right. Press that left heel down. Get that nice stretch in the calf. Bend the knee to take it a little deeper and change it into your soleus. Make sure the booty didn't stick out or you're kind of avoiding that stretch. Roll up on the toes, turn them in, press the heel out and lunge, and that should feel especially yummy. And then bend that knee. We're going to roll up again. We're going to spin the toes out and the heel in and lunge again. And bend that knee. And then we roll it up. All right. Ah, okay. Well, starting at the bottom up, we that should feel done. All right. Let's fold the band in half and step into it with your right foot. Bring the band into your left hand and then step out with your left leg. Give me a little bend in that left leg. Give me some tightness on that band and turn your right toes in. And then you're going to lift them up, but keep the toe turned down. At the same time, see if you can keep that left arm away from your body so that you have tension the whole time, right? So I shouldn't see your band collapse, keeping that nice and firm. If you wanted to, you could lift and lower the arm using the thumb in the direction that you're lifting and lowering. You should feel this on the outside of that right hip. Last two. Last one, hold it up, step back, bring the band into the same hand. So right leg and right arm. Lunge, a little deeper this time into that left leg. Lower your right hand, lift that right leg into extension, bring that arm forward. Lift and lower, lift and lower. So again, arm forward with the thumb facing forward, leg lifting and lowering, long spine. You can bring your opposite arm up and really lengthen if you wanted. And you know, you can see if that helps or hinders your balance. Last two. And last one. All right. Shift that band underneath your left foot, please. And you can keep it in your right hand. All right. Step it out. Bend that right knee. Turn your palm to face me, so thumb is this way. Bring your arm away from your body. Toe in, heel out, so we're on that angle. And we lift and lower. If you want to add a little lift with the arm, depending on the tension in your band, you can try that. Couple more here. Beautiful. Band in the same hand. Bigger step. Arm straight down, right? Leg is going to come up and extend. And at the same time, arm goes the opposite way, or at least stays out in front. And relax. All right. Woo, we'll move that around just a little bit. Okay. This time we'll probably want to have our chairs for balance. So we're going to put that band, once again, step on it, left foot this time. And then we're going to come at our chair. We're going to come down, flat back position. And we're going to extend that leg straight, and you should feel work in your glute and your hamstring. If you don't, I want you to slide that hand even closer to, you know, over your chair so you have more tension on the band. Opposite leg is slightly bent, right? So that your back can be long. So this is for the back side, right? Booty and hamstring. Relax it down, leave the band where it is. Give me a little hinge to stretch out that hamstring for a second. All right, back to that same position, but this time I want the knee bent. Oh, you know what? No, we're not going to do that one yet. We'll do it a safer way. Sorry. Let's just do the other leg that way. So again, band this time goes around your right arch and into your right hands. And you want to have a decent amount of tension on it before you rest on your chair. Both knees are bent, back is flat, and then we extend back. Bend and extend. Almost there. And relax. All right. Changing things up just for a moment. We're going to shift to the upper body. We're going to bring that band underneath our armpits. All right. And you may have to just kind of hold it here while you go down. But you're going to head down to a forearm plank to start with until you have some tension on that band. Not even a forearm plank, sorry, to your forearms. But then from there, maybe wrap your band around your hand for safety. And then flat hands. And you are up in your push-up position. That was sneaky, right? So that now when you do your push-up, when you press up, you have some extra tension. Keep it going. And relax for a second. Leave the band where it is. Come on up, standing position. Turn your palms to face me and open up your chest. So a nice little stretch here now. Beautiful. All right. So now we're going to do a little bicep work. You're going to lay that band down and you're going to step on it with both feet for me, please. And you want to have a little bit of tension. Right, there we go. But equal tension. Start a little bicep here, right? Just get used to that. And then you're going to add a little bit of a plie. It may be a little bit of more of a squat than a plie today, but do your best here. Bicep curl as you sit down into it. If you are sticking your booty out, you should hopefully be able to go a little lower than we normally do in our plies. Good. Sit down in your squat plie, pull your abs in, pulse your bicep. Three, two, and one. Woo, shake those arms out. Give me flexed hands. Open those fingers as if you're trying to press your palms against the wall. All right. Using your chair this time, we're going to go back to a little bit of calf and foot work, just real briefly here. Ankle stability exercise is what we're kind of focusing on a little bit. So we're going to put the band underneath both feet again. We're going to crisscross the bands. And then you're going to turn your palms towards you. So we're going to be doing this with our upper body. So an upright row, as always, working posture muscles. But now we're going to add something on, and you may have to play with your tension a little bit. So just let your hands rest for a second. Feet are going to go into a turned out position, right? And then back to neutral. Out and neutral, out and neutral. Then you're going to add that row with that neutral. So again, working some ankle work, strength. You may start to feel that in the fronts of your shins a little bit. And of course, we're working that upper body. Two more. Beautiful. Last one, turn those toes out, lift those elbows high. Toes are going to go tap, tap, tap. Don't know if you can see that. My toes are lifting and lowering. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, shake that out. All right, we are going to lasso the right foot and lift it up using our right hand. So you have your leg parallel with the ground. Then you're going to bend your knee and press through the heel, tighten your quad. Bend, press, and tighten. So just quad work right now. Isometric kind of work here for now. This arm is stabilizing. My bicep might start to feel this, but you really need to press out with that heel, right? Engage that quad. Last two like this. Last one, bring it down. Slide it up the tiniest bit so it's towards your toes. Stabilize again with this arm, point the toe, tighten your quad. Point, tighten, point, point, point. Good. All right, while you do that, give yourself some slack. Turn your arm towards the back, that run. And you're gonna extend your toes as your arm straightens. Does that make sense? So tricep. At the same time, sit up tall. I was slouching. I'm going to grab my left knee to help me sit tall. I'm going to extend that right arm to get it completely straight. Right arm straight. So it bends and then it straightens. Bends, straightens. Toe points as the arm straightens. Good. 2 and 1. Whew. I hope you guys felt those. I sure did. All right. Band goes around that left foot, around the arch to start with. Nice and tight, lift it up, tighten up, hold that bicep. So again, that bicep is doing that isometric work. Press through the heel, tighten your quad. Press and tighten, press and tighten. Notice if you slouched in your chair, try and sit tall. Again, you grab your right knee to help you sit tall. Make sure you pause at the end of the range of motion and give that quadricep a squeeze. Good, last 2. The last one. We're going to slide the band up. So now it's across the ball of the foot and the toes. And we'll start again with just that bicep, holding here isometrically. As we point the toes, tighten the quad. Again, did you lean back? I did. And then as you're ready, give yourself some slack so that you can straighten the arm when you point the toes. And sit tall. And relax. Maybe. All right. Okay, let's come back up. Standing position, please. All right, let's lasso your right foot. Left knee is bent. And for now, let's just put that right hand on your right hip. Sorry, left knee has a very gentle bend in it. And we're tipping into our dunking bird for the left hamstring. I know you thought we were going to work that right side, right? We're just holding that leg in a nice straight line. Left leg is nearly straight, but with the tiniest bend in it, so you feel that hamstring work. Two more. Last one, tip it over, straighten your arm down. Good. Roll your shoulder back and down. Left leg is going to bend and straighten at the same time. You can give me a little bicep if you want. And relax. Ooh, step out of that. And then we'll lasso the left leg and band in your left hand. Step back. That right knee has the very slightest of bends in it. Left hand on the left hip. And we want to get that dunking bird motion, right? So I'm not pushing off my chair. It might look like I am. Try not to push off your chair. Just have it there for balance. So again, right hamstring, getting the work here. Couple more here. Last time, tip it over, bend and straighten that right leg, little pulses, and you can add a little bicep curl if you want. Four more. And relax, shake that out. Let's move the chair out of the way. And we're going to come down, lying down position. And we're going to start with some lying down glute work. So we're going to fold the band in half. And one hand will just go nicely through that fold, right? And then the other hand will hold the ends as much as possible with long fingers, because we're going to drape that across our hip flexors, right where your thighs and your hips meet. And then we're going to get all 10 fingers, your wrists, your forearm, your elbows, your upper arm, and your shoulders on the ground. And knees and feet are about hip width. And then we're going to start by lifting the hips until my hands come off the ground. And then we're going to press down while we do that and get some tricep action here. Press down. As you push down, make sure there's no movement in your hips. Before you even start, let's go up a 1/4 inch higher with those hips. Press down, press down, press down, press down. When you press down, can you get every part of your hand and your arm on the ground? 2 and 1, bring that down. Deep breath in, exhale. This time your hands stay down and your hips push up, push up, push up. Are all parts of your arm down? And relax. All right. We're going to put those two things together, and then we're going to come back to the bridge in just a moment. So come on up. Get your hips so high that your arms come off the ground, but then your arms are going to push down and your hips are going to push up. Down and up, down and up. And relax. Let's just bring that band behind your hamstrings for a moment. Use your biceps to hug those knees in. Maybe take a little rock, loosen up that low back. And now that you have that band behind your hamstrings, you're just going to roll over onto your side with it. with it around your thighs, right? So I'm going to take my hand through the loop, and then I'm going to grab the ends. And then I'm going to make sure I have enough tightness so that I can knuckle down and my legs feel like they are, you know, pulled together. So I have to pull that tail out a little bit. Waistline off the ground, knees, hips, etc. stacked up. And then pivot that top knee open until you feel your outer hip area in your glute. And then I want you to pulse open and open. Good, stay there, lift that leg up, turn the knee down and meet it with the other foot. And then do that again, same pivot open. Good, bottom leg comes down, top leg is going to straighten. We're going to turn those toes down again. We're going to leave that leg hovering and we'll lift higher and higher and higher. And we get to relax, because I hope, again, that you felt that in that upper hip and glute area. All right, we're going over to the other side. So I always feel it's easier to have the fold on your top leg, and then you grab those tails on the other side. And then again, we'll stack, we'll press down with our knuckles. We're gonna oops, that made it easier. We're gonna pivot the leg open till we have tension, and then from there we push more and more. Good, we're gonna leave that leg up there. We're gonna open that top leg, and then we're gonna lift that bottom leg, and then again, we pivot open. Good, bottom leg comes down, top leg straightens, toe down, and we push and push. And relax. Ooh, let's give that top hip some love. We're going to spin over onto our abs for a moment and just take that band. You don't need it folded in half. Just drape it across so that when you roll over onto your abs, it'll be across your hips. And then you're just going to slide your hands underneath it. Bring them out to a comfortable distance, right? So they're not super close to your hips. They're out comfortably. And palms are facing up with the band in your hands. As always, when we're over on our abs, our toes are reaching, our kneecaps are lifted, but our toes stay down. Center your head, deep breath in. Exhale, pull your belly button in, lift your knees, but press your toes down. And then I want you to slide your hands down, lift up, roll the pinkies towards the sky to roll those shoulder blades in. And you might lift those arms a little bit to get a slight chest stretch. And then exhale down and let the hands roll open again. So my hands, if you can see them, are doing that. Deep breath in. Exhale, belly button pulls in, kneecaps lift, toes press down. We stretch and lift, and then we roll the pinkies towards the ceiling. So palms face each other, and then maybe you lift a little higher if you can. And then relax down, deep breath in. Exhale, stretch, lift, rotate, holding, kneecaps are lifted, abs are pulled in, toes are down. Exhale down, deep breath in. Again, we lift, reach, stretch. And down, lift, reach, stretch, rotate. And down, one more time, deep breath in. Exhale, lift, stretch, reach, and relax. We're gonna press back and take a nice little quick stretch here. So hips can sit back on your heels, arms by your sides, make fists if you need to for a little extra space. Maybe rock those hips side to side. All right, and then we're going to come on up and over to our spine. And let's do, you can choose, fold it in half. It's going to be more challenging. single, a little less so, but either one is going to be some work. Let's put that against our left thigh, and the left thigh is in tabletop. Right leg is going to stretch out and lift up. Deep breath in. On the exhale, lift up, reach your fingers past your right knee if you can. Pull your left leg in, but not so much that it comes close to your chest. And we pulse, and we pulse, and we pulse. So again, you can do that as is, or you can have it folded in half for extra tension. If you feel that too much in your hip flexor, right, because that's not the name of the game, it's supposed to be ab work, then you just go back to that single. 2 and 1, hold that in for a second. Let's put that band on your right leg, left leg extends, reach the fingers as you pull the leg in, press and pull, press and pull, press and pull. And relax. Ooh, that band can go across the shins for a moment, and then we're going to stretch those hip flexors. So wide stance with your feet, and then drop that left knee in, let the right leg drop open. Feel that stretch across the left hip flexor. And then come on back through center. Right leg is going to drop open, or drop in, sorry. Beautiful. And then back through center. And we are going to bring that band across your ankles and give me a little tight hold, right? So thumbs are almost touching, forehead to your knees, and we exhale and roll like a ball. Exhaling to roll, inhale, pausing at the top. Exhaling to roll, inhale to pause. One more time, exhale, roll, sit up tall. Bring that band across the fronts of your feet and then around behind your arches, right? So we just lassoed ourselves. And then sit as tall as you can, grab the ends, palms face up, pull back with your biceps, and then begin to extend your legs, but still sitting tall. Little rowing motion. Once again, just posture muscle reminder. Sitting very tall on your sit bones, last 2. Last 1, hold that back, pull yourself into a spine stretch, not a slump, stay tall and reach. Good. Relax that, but leave the bands where they are. Lift your legs tabletop and then extend them up and bring your arms up. So this is like our open leg rocker, and you can turn it into that open leg rocker by rolling and then sticking your balance. If you have challenges, tighten up the grip. Believe it or not, that actually makes it easier. I think it's supposed to. Last time, roll it, stick the balance, hold it, lift those arms, bend your knees, heels on the ground. All right. Hinge back just a little bit as if you're in a roll down position. You're going to bend your right elbow, twist to the right, come back to center, left elbow bends, twist to the left. So a little bit of rowing motion, but with some nice rotation at your rib cage. Make sure you're sitting tall enough that you're not grinding your vertebra, right? So you don't want to be rounded and just pushing down on those little spaces, those little cushionings, those discs between your vertebrae. And then back through center. All right, put your feet on the ground, roll yourself down, deep breath in. On the exhale, see if you can use your biceps or your abs to roll yourself up without lifting those feet off the ground. So roll ups, right? Now, the advantage of using the band, besides maybe making this something you can do, is that you could use your abs maybe 80% and your arms 20% and make a more perfect roll up. Next time you come up, let's stay up. Shoulders out of your ears. Legs are going to come up, straight legs. Now I'm going to try to do a roll up without moving my legs, right? So I'm not going to kick my legs out. So we're going to do the opposite of what we did a minute ago. A minute ago, we rocked. Now we're not rocking. No rocking. No rocking for us today. Good. Next time you come up, stay there. Try and balance the upper body, lower and lift the lower body. So the legs move without the torso moving. Your arms can lift and lower. All right. Take a break. You can do any of those, right? We can go back to this, roll up. I really like that, right? Or you can do just legs or just upper body, or you can try the teaser with me, which means we start from completely flat, and then we go into that V with arms and legs, lifting, holding, and then again, we come completely down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift it up and extend. And bring it down. Inhale. Exhale, lift and extend. Just two more. On that last one, see if maybe you could balance for a moment and then relax. And good news. You're going to leave that band around just your right foot and roll back. Left knee is bent, right leg holds the band. If you wanted to, you could bring it so that it's kind of flat against the toes and the ball of the foot, and then choke up on that tension and press the ball of the foot towards the sky and then the toes. And then the toes are going to pull back and the ball of the foot pulls back and then the heel. So we're just going to work through that foot again. And then we're going to loosen that, put the right elbow on the ground so that the right leg can hang in space. So now I'm getting a nice passive inner thigh stretch along with some hamstring stretch here. Reach over with your left hand, grab that band, turn your right toes in for a moment till you feel some IT band stretching. And then come back through center. Grab hold of those sides and bend the knee until it touches your chest. Straighten out the left leg, flex through the heel, and then you're going to straighten that right leg, and that should be a pretty big stretch for that hamstring. Move the band into your left hand, and again, loosen your tension so the left elbow can land on the ground and the right leg can hang in space. Big stretch on the outside of the hip. Then bend that knee and de-lasso while you're over there and go into your twist. Then right foot goes on the ground, pivot the right knee open. So you're in that passive figure four, and then we'll make it a little more active. Grab your left hamstring, press that right knee open. That should feel really good. Maybe take some rocks side to side. Extend that left leg up, point and flex and rotate. And then finally, we'll crisscross, so knees are right on top of each other, arms out into a T, and then knees are going to drop all the way to the left. Straighten your left leg, and then bring your right leg back. Wow. Hopefully you've noticed a difference also. And then we're going to lasso that left foot. And again, if you want to be towards the ball of the foot, we can get a little extra stretch here. So we're going to be tight on those bands, right knee's bent at this point. We're going to push the ball of the foot towards the sky as well as the heel, and then the ball of the foot pushes up and the toes push up. Toes pull back, ball of the foot pulls back, heel presses up. Ball of the foot, toes, toes, ball of the foot, heel, ball of the foot, toes, and one more time, pull that back. And then loosen up a little bit, band in your left hand so that leg can hang out in space to the left. Inner thigh and some hamstring. Use your right arm to help bring it back through center. Turn your toes in, move it to the right so you get a little IT band, and then you'll choke up on the band, straighten the right leg, flex through the heel, bend that left knee in really close, press the heel to the sky, and then straighten that leg, big stretch. Hands go in the right hand, right elbow to the side, leg hangs out in space for that outer hip stretch. and then eventually bend the knee, let it drop. And then foot on the outside of the thigh, crisscross, drag that right heel in, thread your needle. Right leg can go up and point and flex. And then maybe take some rocks and then cross the left leg all the way over. And then arms into the T, knees drop right. Right leg straightens, left leg follows. Oh, arms overhead, toes pointed, back of the neck is long, and meet me on your hands and knees, please. We'll just roll through our cow and our cat. And then tuck those toes, lift yourself into a high plank, press back, down dog, and maybe pedal out those heels. Wide stance, hang over, glide your head down towards the ground, bend your knees, give me another cat and another cow, and we'll bring it up for our curtsies. Thank you, guys. All right, let's do some more rapid fire trivia. I'm liking this so much, but I'm going to run through my trivia too quickly. All right, let's see.